Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Elisabetta, an Italian watercolor artist and a passion for art supplies. Today we are exploring a new chapter in the Quinacridone family, and it is the long-awaited, I think, Quinacridone Gold. Quinacridone Gold is the genuine pigment is PO49, and I have none because it has been discontinued by quite a long time. So it's not manufactured any longer. Maybe someone has it, I don't, unfortunately. So I have different formulas, but also the new formulas will have to change in the near future because they use some pigments like PO48 and PO206 that are being discontinued. So let's start swatching and see the difference among different formulas and brands. Let's start swatching. As usual, I'm starting with Winsor & Newton. Binder issues, and I can tell you that with Winsor & Newton it's very, very rare to have binder issues, which proves my theory that it happens even in the best of families and there is nothing wrong with it. Okay. Okay, here we are. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful roasted brown color. And this is the Winsor & Newton version, and they use PR206, so a pigment soon disappearing, quinacridone maroon, PV19, another quinacridone color that is going to stay with us for a long time, I think, and PY150 nickel azo yellow, a very transparent yellow with a brownish mustard, which I think is perfect for mixing quinacridone gold. So here it is. This is Winsor & Newton. So they are using two quinacridone colors, but PR206 will soon be replaced by Perilene Maroon, and you can find this on their website. So as soon as I get a hold of the new version of Quinacridone Gold, I will swatch it for you. But for the moment being, I still have the old version with PR206, a pigment that is going to be discontinued. Then I have Sennelier, and this is the one that I keep in my palette, my studio palette. And they are using also quinacridone maroon, so I wonder what they will use in the future when this will be discontinued. They're using also PR101, so it's slightly more reddish compared to the Winsor & Newton version. I love this Sennelier version. I also like Sennelier brand. It's a love brand for me. So for me, Winsor & Newton is quality benchmark, but Sennelier is really love story. Even the tube, I love them. And this is the one that I use. And it's a lovely, lovely shade. They also use nickel azo yellow, PY150. And look how beautiful it is in mustard. It's really a wonderful, wonderful, gorgeous hue, this one. Then I have Daniel Smith. And this has a different formula. This is also due to change because they are using PO48, quinacridone burnt orange, and PY151, which is benzimidazolone yellow. So it's a different formula, but PO48, just like PR206, is one of the two quinacridone pigments going to be soon discontinued. So they will find, they need to find a new solution for this as well. I don't know how much stock they have, but sooner or later. And I find very similar to the previous ones, but really we need to wait until they dry. But it's also very, very beautiful. Of course, it's slightly more orangey. You see in the, not much in the matte stone, but you see more in the diluted section, because they don't use nickel azo yellow, that is very transparent once diluted, and they use the quinacridone burnt orange, which gives a slightly more orangey look. Then I have a gallo, or a gallo, as you would say in English, but I say it in Italian, a gallo. And I have this mixing palette, so I will take it from here, and it dissolves very easily, you see. The formula is a different one, once again, because it's PO48, so the quinacridone burnt orange like Daniel's piece, but they use a different yellow. They use the same yellow as Winsor & Newton and Sennelier. They use nickel azo yellow, PY150. It's a beauty, this color. It's really a beauty. I mean, this is one of those colors that each brand is slightly different, but the result is always gorgeous. It's more difficult to get the dark matte stone here. I find it more difficult. You know, Agallo is handmade in Italy, so that's maybe the difference between a handmade or a big brand. Then we have Core Quinacridone Gold, and they use same pigment as Aigallo and PO48 and P150, and it's very orangey, this one. Let me see. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is Quinacridone Gold Deep. So this is just PO48 and it should be here. So I will correct. So this is PO48. Once again, compared to my other core that I have, they have a fantastic flown paper. This paper doesn't get along with Quinacridone Gold, with the core and the quinacridone colors, because the other core colors that I have, they have an incredible flown paper, and this doesn't move much. Look at this. I'm sorry that it's the wrong color. So this is Quinacridone Gold Deep. Now let's see on water. If I add water first, it's better. More water. Yes, now it's much better. You know that they use the famous Aquazole, a binder used by restorators. So now it's good. But this is PO48. So it's called Quinacridone Gold Deep, but actually it's a quinacridone burnt orange. So this is Quinacridone Gold full mark. And this I will add Quinacridone Gold Deep. So it's a quinacridone burnt orange, a pigment that is going to disappear. Let's now try M-Gram. I had a little accident while putting the cap back on M-Gram, so there was Quinacridone Gold all over the table, all over my table. So I had to clean, but here it is in all its beauty. M-Gram has exactly the same pigments as the two previous ones in theory, because this is only PO48. And it's a beauty. Look at this. Nickel azo yellow and quinacridone burnt orange. It's a great combination. Let me just, now that it's drier, correct. This is Quinacridone Gold Deep. And it's only PO48. Now we take the true Quinacridone Gold by Core, and not the Quinacridone Gold Deep that I have by mistake taken before. Okay, this is my Quinacridone Gold by Core, and it's exactly the same formula as the Nickel Quinacridone Gold by mg, but just like I said before, it's more orangey, like the Quinacridone Gold. It's definitely more orangey. Good flow on paper, this one. But it's definitely the most orangey. It's Quinacridone Gold hue, but it's the most orangey of all its competitors. It's beautiful, incredible flow on paper, this one, not like this one. It's really beautiful, but it's more orangey, I would say, yes. Then we go to Daniel Smith. Daniel Smith with the Quinacridone Deep Gold. It has exactly the same formula once again. So the Quinacridone Gold Simple had PO48 plus PY151, whereas the Quinacridone Deep Gold uses nickel azo yellow instead of benzene yellow. It is exactly the same formula as Core mg. It's an American formula, because American brands use this formula. Let's dissolve it. Oh, it's beautiful. Daniel Smith always, never disappoints. Always great surprise. Look at this. It's also slightly orangey because of the presence of PO48. Agallo also had PO48, but in a smaller ratio, in a smaller quantity. Actually, it comes second in the ingredients list, whereas it is the first ingredient for Core and Daniel Smith. Look at how beautiful it is. I'm touched. And then a transition to this new British. It's an English brand. It's Michael Harding. I have reviewed a Night City set by this brand. Very nice paint, very fine paint. They call it Quinacridone Bronze, and they have been very precise because they're not using pigment that are going to be discontinued. So what is Michael Harding formula here? It's PY150, so nickel azo yellow like all the others, but then they come up with PR209, which is quinacridone coral, so still a quinacridone color, and PV19, which is quinacridone rose or violet. I think this is rose in this case, and it's a different result actually, and it's more similar. It is more similar to Aussie Red Gold by Daniel Smith, I think. It's more like an orange. It's a very beautiful color with a great transition from masked on to diluted wash, exactly as Quinacridone Gold should be, but it's completely different result. It's beautiful though. Then I will swatch some Aussie Red Gold here to see if there is a difference. And then we have the first hue that doesn't have any quinacridone color. This is also a color that I'm using in one of my palette, and this is Quinacridone Gold Hue by Schminke, and they have no quinacridone colors, so it's the first time that we meet a Quinacridone Gold hue without any quinacridone colors. There is no PO48, no PR206, PB19, PR209. There are just PY150 nickel azo yellow and new entry PR101, which is red iron oxide. Very beautiful color. I think this is going to take to play an important role now that quinacridone burnt orange is going to disappear. It's very versatile, versatile pigment. PR101 can be transparent, can be opaque. In this case, I would say it's very transparent, and it's a gorgeous hue. So Schminke has not hesitated in producing a Quinacridone Gold hue without quinacridone colors, and I think they made a great job because it's a wonderful hue. And now, same formula for White Nights. White Nights calls it Indian Gold. They're not daring calling it Quinacridone Gold. Indian Gold, a beautiful color. And it's exactly the same formula as the Schminke. So nickel azo yellow and red iron oxide PR101. It's a very beautiful color, this one too. There's not one that I don't like. Unfortunately, Gallo is very charming, fascinating brand, but I think that big brands are probably performing slightly higher in long paper. It's beautiful hue, but doesn't flow that much as the other brands. And this was White Night, which brings to my mind that I have ordered some Quinacridone Gold from the Ukrainian brand Rosa Gallery, and I'm still waiting for it because they have, of course, a great difficulties in transport, and I have written here the formula, waiting for it. It's completely different once again. It's PY151 benzimide azzurro yellow, PY42 yellow ochre, and PR264, which is spiral rubin, color that I have in my collection only by them. But as soon as it arrives here at home, as soon as they deliver it, I will swatch it here. I have color all over my hands. I have gold on my hands, don't watch it. And then I have taken a color that for me reminds me of Quinacridone Gold, although it has a different name, and it is Indian Yellow Brown Lake Extra by Old Holland. I have it in my Old Holland squeezed palette, and it's more yellowy, but it's a beautiful gold. It doesn't have the brown mask tone that others have, but they have PY153, PY151 and PR101, so a very similar formula. P1Y53 being Indian yellow and orangey yellow, so that's why it has this orangey tone. So it doesn't have the brown mask tone, but it's a very beautiful color. Very transparent, look at that. Now we let these colors dry and we try some mixes. Now for the mixes, I am starting a new sketchbook because that previous sketchbook is finished, and I'm using this, that I like this sketchbook. It's a sketchbook by Fabriano with 25% cotton. I sketch a lot on this sketchbook, and it's Fabriano 1264. It's great value for money. So I'm taking some Quinacridone Gold. I think it was gram, and I will mix it with some other colors. So let's play. And as usual, I will take some of my Paul Rubens colors, the fine colors, and I don't feel I'm wasting precious colors. And let's mix it with ultramarine. I think that the greens that you get are gorgeous. This is with ultramarine blue. And now let's take some more. And I will mix it with some Madder Red. This is almost an alizarin crimson. You should get a lovely orange. I think that mixes with this color are just glowing, wonderful. Some more Quinacridone Gold. Beautiful. Now I'll try some black. Let's try now some purple. I'm curious to see some dioxazine purple. You should get a lovely brown. Yes, it's a very lovely brown. Plenty of water. Okay, let's try now some cerulean. Oh wow, look at this wonderful. Wonderful green. Oh, this is beautiful because it's already muted, I find, because of the brownish undertone. It's beautiful. And now maybe some magenta. Look at that. I love these beautiful mixes that you get with I love playing with my colors. You get such lovely surprises. More space for brown. I take some Ruambe. And I don't know what we get. Let's wait. It's very low tinting color. Okay. We let them dry, but I already like them, especially the oranges and the greens. Okay. My colors are dry. Yes, they're dry. Except for Quinacridone Gold Deep by Core, which is a bit out of place because it's clearly a quinacridone burnt orange. I can tell you that they're all very beautiful, although I have my favorites. I think that Daniel Smith and Sennelier are gorgeous as benchmark for me. And the Schminke, although they don't use any quinacridone color, they're also very beautiful. M-Gram is glowing. The Agallo is a bit streaky. The Core is beautiful, but sorry Core, but maybe not as glowing as top brands. Winsor & Newton, I don't know, maybe I made a mistake in putting not enough, but I think it's beautiful. Winsor & Newton is always beautiful, but not as outstanding as Daniel Smith and Sennelier. The Deep Gold is also very beautiful, but it's a different color, but also very beautiful. The Michael Harding is different once again, but if I could choose, I would have in my palette, in my studio palette, both the Sennelier or the Daniel Smith and the Michael Harding. White Knight, once dry, is a bit dull compared to the other ones. And the Old Holland is a bit out of place here. It's a beautiful color, but not a Quinacridone Gold. I will swatch the Rosa Gallery here once I have it. And let me just swatch the Aussie Red Gold. So I said that the Aussie Red Gold, it reminds me a little of this Quinacridone Bronze by Michael Harding. You see, it's a bit different actually, this Aussie Red Gold. Don't know why I put it here, it should be here. It's not really like the Quinacridone Bronze. So you see it's definitely more orangey. This is more bronze, this is more an orange. And the formula is completely different. It's PY83 and PR101. So I thought it would remind me of Aussie Red Gold, but it doesn't. And I will also swatch the Rosa Gallery once I get it. So I can say that the top brands, Winsor & Newton, Sennelier, Daniel Smith, M-Gram, they're all outstanding. Core also is very nice. The Michael Harding is slightly different, but it's beautiful. And I also like Schminke very, very much. I like less the Old Holland, the White Knight, but that's very personal. I'm surprised with these strikes of Agallo, but I don't know, maybe it's my fault. I'm not crazy about the Quinacridone Gold Deep by Core. It's a Quinacridone burnt orange, but not so beautiful as other Quinacridone burnt oranges, whereas the Quinacridone Gold is nice. I don't know, I'm probably missing some Quinacridone Golds. If you have some Quinacridone Golds that are not swatched here, please do let me know. What is your experience? What is your favorite Quinacridone Gold? Have you stocked up with some of your favorite before the pigments disappear from the market? As usual, I'm curious to know your opinion and your experiences. And about the mixes, about the mixes, what can I say? They're fantastic. I'm sure they're completely dry. Yes, they're completely dry. They're so glowing that I thought they weren't dry. And as I said, I particularly like the mixes with blue and red, so the oranges and the green, because they are gorgeous. Also, it gives life, it adds a glow to earth colors. And look at the mix with black. Isn't it beautiful? It's beautiful yellow. If I put more black, probably I would have had a greener hue, but it's already very beautiful. Look, with cerulean, I like it. Let granulation stand out, and although it's not, of course, a granulating color, Quinacridone Gold, but it helps granulation with cerulean. Also with violet, you get a sort of glowing amber. And look at this orange. Wonderful with magenta. Try and play with Quinacridone Gold, let me know. So that's all for today. I'm happy you stayed with me, and I'll see you in the next chapter of Quinacridone videos. If you like my videos, of course, you can always give me a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. That helps to grow. Thanks a lot for your attention, your time with me. I'll see you soon. Ciao ciao from Elisabetta in Italy. Ciao.